Ilia Topuria, that guy's terrifying. He's dedicated, he's driven, he's got that kind of confidence that those championship guys have.
Ilia Topuria, the current rising star of the UFC. Coming off a great win knocking out Max Holloway, the man who has never been knocked out before, Ilia Topuria has solidified himself to be the greatest featherweight in the current UFC at the young age of 28. He became the UFC featherweight champion after defeating Alexander Volkanovski and is now in the conversation when you talk about the current top UFC fighters. Ilia has done it all, but his story hasn't ended, because he's got a great ambition, and that ambition is to become the 3-division champion. He's already conquered the featherweight division, but now has moved up to the lightweight. In doing so, he vacated his title, but through this, he pursues an even greater throne, the undisputed lightweight championship. The lightweight division for years has been the highlight of the UFC, being known as the toughest division, mixed with the greatest strikers and boxers along with the toughest grapplers. This division has produced some of the UFC's biggest names, such as Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje, just to name a few. Certainly a challenge for Ilia. However, the young El Matador had defeated 2 fighters who had clashed against the lightweight's top dogs. Max Holloway, who had beaten Justin Gaethje and even beat Charles Oliveira once before and fought with Dustin Poirier in the past, and Alexander Volkanovski, the man who came closest to defeating the king of the lightweight division and undisputed champion. Ilia has knockout victories over both of them, so his ability should definitely not be questioned. But then comes the actual question that everyone and their friends have talked about at least once.
That is the best lightweight fighter on earth.
Can he take on Islam Makhachev? Islam, the current pound-for-pound #1 and undisputed champion of the lightweight division. Ever since he won the title, he's been undefeated and unstoppable. The Dagestani war machine has fought with the greatest of the division, and with every fight he just keeps on getting better. Islam Makhachev doesn't deem Ilia Topuria a worthy challenge yet, and rightfully seems correct. Ilia had only defended his featherweight title only once and has now jumped to the lightweight division, but he needs to prove himself. As correct as Islam Makhachev is, the people want to see him step in a ring with the Matador, but it's obvious there's a problem though. The champion doesn't see the challenger worthy for such an opportunity. Meanwhile, there's a plethora of fighters who earned their positions to fight him. If Ilia wants the gold, he needs to go through these men who rightfully earns their rights to the top 2, a notable name being Justin Gaethje, who had just defeated Rafael Fiziev in spectacular fashion, and someone who everyone wants to see fight Islam. With Islam seeing Justin as the better contender and Ilia still being new, it begs for the question, will these two clash? Winner takes on Islam Makhachev and gets the fight for the title, or that would be a possibility if it weren't for another top contender.
Arman Tsarukyan, very much a problem.
Arman Tsarukyan, he's so powerful, so aggressive, he has all the skills.
Arman Tsarukyan, the unstoppable Armenian threat and an old foe to Islam Makhachev. Arman Tsarukyan was the predicted dark horse that would dethrone the champion, but due to injury, he had to pull out of their fight. Now returning after he had recovered from his injury, Arman is no longer worthy for the title unless he proves himself. After defeating Charles Oliveira via decision, Arman became the #1 contender for the lightweight title. He had the skills and physicality necessary for Islam's dominating wrestling and brute striking, and not only that, but Arman has already fought Islam in the past, being the first man to successfully take down Islam Makhachev, taking Islam to the final round, only to lose a controversial decision. Now that he has to climb his way back, what better way than defeating the young and upcoming former featherweight champion Ilia Topuria? Arman had actually offered to fight El Matador, but Ilia had declined his offer. The decline sparked immediate reaction through the MMA community. Ilia for once seems to be ducking another fighter. Many believe in Ilia is scared, others claim that he knows he can't defeat someone as big and powerful as Arman Tsarukyan. However, Ilia Topuria from the beginning had made it clear he doesn't want to fight Justin Gaethje nor Arman, nor any contender for the lightweight division. Ilia Topuria wants to fight with Islam Makhachev, and it seems that he's persistent on doing what he wants. So out of Arman Tsarukyan, Justin Gaethje or Islam Makhachev, Ilia only wants a top. However, Islam doesn't seem likely to be interested in fighting Topuria anytime soon, and Ilia not being interested in fighting anyone aside from the champion. That leaves the question at hand. Is Ilia Topuria ducking Arman Tsarukyan? Arman is bigger and naturally stronger than Ilia Topuria, and he's shown more explosiveness than Ilia has ever. However, El Matador shouldn't be underestimated either. Both have great striking and wrestling, and the two are from the Caucasus region. The matchup couldn't get any more even, but the answer to Ilia Topuria and who he will be fighting will still be unknown for now. Till then, it's been Saint MMA, and if you guys enjoyed it, then please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.